Please be seated. Graduands, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of UMIST, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you here today as we meet in the Great Hall to confer degrees on graduands from the Manchester School of Management at UMIST. And I'm particularly pleased to welcome today one of our former management science students, Mr. Alistair Sykes, and we are going to honour him later in this ceremony with an Outstanding Alumnus Award. I'd also particularly like to welcome all the partners, families and friends who have supported our graduands, many of whom have travelled long distances to join us on this day of celebration. I do hope that during your visit to UMIST you will have a chance to look around our university and have the opportunity to spend some time in this vibrant and rather warm city of Manchester. To reach this hall, all of our graduands will have had to overcome many challenges. Most obviously, there were the intellectual challenges of your degree courses. You have had to think hard and work hard. There were also the personal challenges of your degree, coming to terms with new ways of learning, of studying and working. And I'm sure there were also financial challenges. Today, students from all backgrounds are depending increasingly on contributions from families, on loans, on income from employment, and we in universities are increasingly concerned about the impact this may have on our students. And finally, there were the social challenges. Some of you have had to cope with the enormous challenge of coming from another country to live and study in Manchester. Others with the more modest but still quite difficult challenge of venturing north of Watford or coming to the wrong side of the Pennines, perhaps. And all of you have had to cope with fending for yourselves. As a father of teenage daughters, I look forward to this prospect with relish myself. In these challenges, you have been supported by many people, and some of them are here today. Your fellow students, members of the academic staff, but most of all, your families and friends. Some of you have come from far overseas to study here, as have your families to celebrate with you today. You make a very particular contribution to the variety and richness of university life here on this campus, and you enable us to show to each other that there is more than one way to live the good life. We acknowledge the contribution of all of your supporters, some of whom are here today to see you make the transition from graduand to graduate. Let me turn to another subject. Many of you will have no doubt heard that UMIST and the University of Manchester will shortly combine to form a single university. The purpose of this fusion of two great institutions is to create a world-class university with the size and resources to compete on a global scale. Teaching and research will be of a quality to equal that in the handful of leading institutions in the UK and to compete successfully with the best in the world. UMIST graduates will belong to the single university through its alumni association. And in the future, you will have a choice of describing yourself as being educated to degree level at either UMIST or at the single university, the name of which will be announced very shortly. This historic event in the life of the university makes us consider our traditions. This great hall in which we're sitting and the building in which we're sitting today dates to 1902, when it was opened by the then Prime Minister of the day, Sir Arthur Balfour. He proclaimed it at the time as, in a form of words that seems perhaps rather archaic now, but I think the sense of it is very evident, the outward and visible sign of the awakening which has come over the people, a sign of the value which learning was beginning to be held in the country at that time. UMIST's origins go back even further, considerably further, to 1824, when a group of Manchester entrepreneurs met and decided to create the Manchester Mechanics Institution to meet the skills shortage caused by the world's first industrial revolution. Their principal purpose was clear: to promote the learning of scientific principles, but demonstrating the foresight that had already made them prosperous, they argued that it was also vital to link that learning to work. And this still remains one of UMIST's basic objectives. And it's why the latest survey of major UK employers shows that UMIST and Cambridge are the most highly regarded universities for the employability of their graduates, a record that has now been achieved over the past 6 years. Last month, the results of the largest survey of final year students ever conducted in the UK showed that despite one of the toughest graduate job markets for years, UMIST graduates were amongst the UK's biggest earners, with a record number expecting to be in good graduate jobs or postgraduate study soon after graduation. UMIST is very proud of the achievements of its students, and we take a particular interest in their career and development. UMIST graduates can be found in all walks of life. They include Sir Terry Leahy, the Chief Executive of the UK's biggest employer, Tesco, and now the Chancellor of UMIST. The Right Honourable Margaret Beckett MP, Secretary of State for Food, Environment and Rural Affairs. Mr. Tee Chee Heen, Singapore's Minister of Education. And in the past few years, companies like Rolls-Royce, Kingsfisher, Nissan, ICL, Balfour Beatty, Colgate-Palmolive, BOC, and Procter & Gamble have all had UMIST graduates at their helm. This year, UMIST was awarded its 4th Queen's Prize for Higher Education by Her Majesty the Queen at Buckingham Palace. No other UK university has won more Queen's Prizes for higher education than UMIST. And indeed, in the last decade, UMIST has become the most decorated UK university, winning, in addition, 2 Queen's Awards for Export Achievement, 2 Prince of Wales Awards for Innovation, and the only ever Department of Trade and Industry Award for Technology Transfer. UMIST also prides itself on the quality and relevance of its research. In the last research assessment exercise, all of UMIST's academic departments were rated of national or international excellence, and 2/3 of UMIST's academic staff received an international excellence rating for the quality of their research. To support our research endeavour, UMIST needs very expensive leading-edge research facilities, and in the past 5 years, 5 new centres have been opened. The Strix Centre for Manufacture, the Molecular Beam Epitaxy Process Development Facility. You may be asked questions about this on the way out. The Laser Processing Research Centre, the Electromagnetics Centre, and the National Grid High Voltage Research Centre. UMIST is deeply grateful for the support of government, of private industry, of private donors and charities such as the Wellcome Foundation, which have invested heavily in UMIST facilities over recent years. It's important to stress that I mention the research and the various awards won by UMIST not to boast, but to place in context the very significant achievements made by our graduands today. For not only have you contributed significantly to the success of UMIST, but in a world-class university of the highest standards, you have competed, first to obtain a place here, then you've worked hard over a sustained period of 3 or 4 years, completed numerous assignments, examinations and projects, as well as managing your finances and taking time to plan your future career. Your achievement deserves the highest recognition. You are excellent examples of the sort of people we are proud to see as our graduates, and you are just the sort of people a modern society needs in order to thrive and flourish. Finally, I'd like to wish you every success in your future careers and invite you to keep in touch with UMIST and with one another through the UMIST Association, which is the organisation for former students and for staff of UMIST. As members, you'll be invited to reunions and kept in contact with UMIST through the magazine Mainstream, which is issued twice every year. You will not escape us even if you come from overseas, because branches of the UMIST Association are found in many places around the world. Do keep in contact with us and make sure we have the correct address to correspond with you and visit us whenever possible. So, to parents, friends and supporters, thank you for coming to this special day. To graduates, congratulations on your success at UMIST, and thank you for the contribution to the life of this university. I hope very much that you have enjoyed your time here and that you will be happy and satisfied in whatever career and walk of life that you choose to follow. Can I also remind you that after the graduation ceremony there will be a formal photograph for all graduating students, and this will take place immediately after the ceremony in the entrance hall, and the pictures will be included in a souvenir graduation brochure which will be sent to you shortly. So in a moment we'll proceed with the award of the degrees, but first I'd like to call upon the current head of the School of Management, Professor Barry Dale, to present some information about today's outstanding alumnus. Professor Dale.
One of the most delightful parts of Degree Congregation Week is the presentation at one or two of the ceremonies each year of the Outstanding Alumni Awards. These awards are given to those of our former students who have achieved major distinction in the field or profession. The first time UMIST introduced this award was in 1986, when it was given to Terry Lee, Chief Executive of Tesco plc, a management sciences graduate from our own school. Annual awards have since been given to a number of other distinguished alumni, including Ian Gibson, formerly Managing Director and Chief Executive of Nissan Motor Manufacturing UK, a graduate of our physics department, Karen Gourier, Chairman and Managing Director of Colgate Palmolive UK Limited, who graduated from the School of Management in 1977. A mathematics graduate, Sophie Gregson, freelance food writer and broadcaster. It was always particularly pleasing to an academic when one of our graduates goes on to success in his chosen field. I hope our graduates today will emanate such people. Many of our engineers go on to make eminent careers in general management or academia itself. Alistair Sykes belongs in that first category. After an HNC mechanical engineer at Huddersfield, this Yorkshire man, and I won't crack any jokes about Yorkies, chose to come over the Pennines to read management sciences with us. And I was talking to Alistair and said, really, what was the benefit in mixing engineering with management? He said, well, really, when I go out and talk on our shop floors, they can't bullshit me because I've got both the management and I've got the engineering. So on graduating 25 years ago, he joined Gillette, eventually becoming the European Sales and Marketing Director. And again, talking to Alistair, it was Sir Roland Smith, who at that time was head of our marketing department, who was very much an influence on Alistair's early career. He then spent some months at INSEAD honing his skills. In 1991, he joined McCormack Food Company as MD of the confectionery division. Just 2 years ago, he became Chairman and Chief Executive of Nestlé UK. In this capacity, looks after a turnover well in excess of £1.6 billion, employing 10,000 people at 18 UK sites. He lives in Henley with his wife Kate, the other son James, both are here today, members of his family. And I believe James doesn't like dressing up, does he, Alistair? And apart from golf and rugby, as befits a one-time engineer, he loves fast cars. And the racing green model Aston DB7 on his desk is matched only by a real one in his garage. Although I am told that you don't like to take it out in the rain. So really it's a delight, Alistair, to welcome back a management science graduate who practices what he heard preached. So I hope we preached the message well. So Pro Vice Chancellor, I present to you for the award of Outstanding Alumni 2003, Mr. Alistair Sykes.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, ladies, gentlemen, graduands, when I consider the many highly successful people, distinguished people that have passed through UMIST, I feel hugely honoured today to receive this award. Also, I have to tell you, more than a little lucky. I came to UMIST in 1975, aged 22. I already, as has been explained, had some engineering qualifications and had worked in the engineering industry as I gained them. I was referred to as a mature student. Being absolutely honest with you, I'm not sure how mature I was, but looking back, I'd love to be that mature again. I came to UMIST because I realized that commercially something was very wrong with the engineering company that I worked for at the time. But I didn't know what it was, and I certainly didn't have a clue about how to fix it. And it was that question that drove me to a management sciences degree at UMIST. And honestly, I think I got most of the toolkit at UMIST. Importantly, I got the time to carry on asking why and to listen. As Barry said, I also caught the marketing bug to my peril, and I still blame a very pragmatic marketing professor, Sir Rowland Smith. As an aspiring marketeer, I have to say I'm still a little ashamed that in leaving UMIST, I succumbed to the allure of fast-moving consumer goods companies, especially American ones, and never went back into the engineering industry. But hey, I've had an absolute ball. I've marketed everything from razor blades, herbs and spices, pet foods, and now confectionery and coffee. And did I ever find out what was wrong with that small engineering company? Well, yes, I think I did. And I remain indebted to UMIST for helping me to find the answers. They've certainly been invaluable in my subsequent career. Of one thing, however, I am absolutely certain. 99% of any company's success revolves around its people. There is absolutely no substitute for a focused, motivated team of world-class people. And talking of world-class people, today, of course, is for you, my new fellow graduates, and for your families and your friends. Can I offer you all my heartfelt congratulations, my sincere best wishes in whatever it is that you choose to do. I was asked what advice I'd pass on to you today, and it's never an easy one, especially considering the enormously broad range of things that you'll inevitably be going on to do. Broad as it is, however, I would say one thing: always have a go. There's a quotation I vaguely remember that says, if you dare not, you never will. If you say you can't, you certainly won't. But if you say you can, mostly you will. Again, many, many thanks to you, UMIST Alumni Associates, for my award, of which I'm terribly proud. And finally, to the graduates, I hope you have a fabulous day with your families and friends. Good luck and best wishes in all your future careers. Thank you.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Academic Board, I present for the award of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Management, Ole Francesca Barron. Derek Adam Ferris. Carly Elizabeth McLacken. Richard Andrew Pace. Kerry Ann Stevens. Gemma Thompson. Ross Ramona Abdul Rahman. Claire Michelle Alexander. James Thomas Ball. Michael Baston. Victoria Jane Bendel. Ben Butterfield. Adam John Colwell. Snaa Shavada. Purana Data. Lena Emma Diston. Robert John Duckworth. Benjamin Richard Gerby. Fiona Gorton. Lawrence Murray Hamilton. Matthew Edward Peter Harvey. Heidi Inchcliffe. Lucy Ann Olden. David Jackson. Devin Jadajay. Arpit Jain. Ewan Maxwell Johnston. Keith Jochen. Rakia Kandira. Ashani Dulusa Kordetu Wakahu. Adam Lane. Lindsay Jane Martin. Lauru Matthewman. Gemma Kate Mercer. Bruce William Mitchell. Anna Jane Moore. Louise Adele Padmore. Anika Patel. Nisha Patel. Radhika Bahiva Patel. Emma Louise Pickett. Michael Pierce. Thomas William Powell. Simon James Ridgewell. James Andrew Savage. Dipta Shah. Kanala Shah. Rishai Shah. Nadia Iram Shazbaz. Anita Shambag. Narjit Singh. John Philip Snell. Sharifa Nadi Syed Nahi. Catherine Elizabeth Taylor. Jazva Kua Tumba. Giorgio Val. Zhizhane Wang. Sarah Louise Whittle. Jane Shear. Laden Yag Obzadeh. Christina Ann Young. Sasha Louise Abbott. Ola Jumok Olawai Toyin Aswais Moai. Catherine Emma Ball. Natalia Bogdanova. Alexander Ross Nicholas Bull. Peter Church. James Benjamin Crocker. Josephine Dennis. John Finesse. Alexia Amaryllis Gregoratu. Gavin Hudson. Madhuara Keraka. Andrew Graham Lorry. Peter McCartney. Andrew Ian Metcalf. Sang Hoom Park. Rajiv Patel. Anki Mahendra Shah. Muiz Akinkumi Solibo. Michael Julian Wright. Noboku Jung. Christopher Paul Gilzinan. And for the award of degree of Bachelor of Science in Management, Robert William McManara. Gu Shu. And for the award of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Management, Accounting and Finance, Nicola Ellen Barlow. Payush Gupta. Lynn J. Tian. I Tin Wong. King Yi Angel Chung. Karina Latkismai Dewey. Nan Gu. Sarah Elizabeth Ignat. Tanya Fiona Duancy. Katina K. Rudding. Stavros Crick Akades. Lydia Watte. Rakan Podder. Jennifer Elizabeth Robinson. Heather Ruth Thornton. James Edward Capstick. Yang Lai. Mary Kim Ko Lai Wan Po. Omar Mohammed Syed. Janelle Shaw. Jane Shin. And for the award of degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Management Marketing, Caroline Barber. Esther Mary Barnes. Rachel Biggs. Samantha Louise Clark. Tina O. Carlos Kevin Ojelade. Janet Panawai Otto. Catherine Elizabeth Parker. Samantha Sarah Peters. Effie Savades. Nicholas Mark Alfworth. Tatiana Savrova. Li Wang. And for the award of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Management, Operations and Technology, Stephen O'Connor. Johannes Werner.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Pro Vice Chancellor, I now confer degrees in absentia on those students unable to be present here today who have, under the conditions set out by ordinance or regulation, pursued the courses of study so prescribed and have satisfied the examiners.
Will everyone please stand?
May this university, through sound learning and by the advancement of knowledge, achieve its purposes in the service of the nation and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremony. And when the platform party have left, I think there'll be some refreshments for you. We'll see you downstairs.
Okay, everybody, all eyes at me. Just nice and relaxed, nice big smile. Okay, you ready? Excellent. Stay nice and relaxed. All eyes at me, please. Brilliant. Okay, just a couple more.
You, stop that, stop that.
I won't leave you on your own. Come down. One sec. Thank you. Okay, everybody, all eyes on me, please. Nice and relaxed, nice big smile.
Are you going upstairs to have your photo?